Does making $1 million in 20 minutes sound good to you? Well, it sounds good to me. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can do just that this week in GTA Online. This is something you can do solo if that's your thing, or you can do it with other people. I do believe if you do it with other people, you get a little bit more money, but it's relatively easy to do. It is very quick, and it is a great way to make money. So this week in GTA Online, the auto shop contracts are paying triple. These contracts are little mini heists. The one we're mainly going to be looking at is the Union Depository contract, which is basically a heist of the Union Depository. And surprisingly, unlike regular heists, this one takes literally about 20 minutes. You can probably get it down even shorter if you're quicker and more efficient in certain ways. But in the end, you get $1 million. Okay, so where do we start? Obviously, you need the auto shop. So that's unfortunate if you're like a level 1 player, you're not going to have this, but it's a great little property. The only negatives are the people, the NPCs inside, Sasanta and KDJ. Just might want to turn your volume down so you don't hear them. Now, unfortunately, it only shows 3 at a time, and some of them are terrible. Really the only 3 we're going to be taking a look at, or that you should be taking a look at, are the Union Depository one, the ECU job, and the Super Dollar job. So if you don't see any on your contract board, there is a way to refresh this. I believe it auto refreshes maybe every 30 minutes, but if you don't want to wait that long, all you have to do is simply pick one of the contracts you don't want to do. You're going to have to walk outside, call Sasanta, and cancel it. It's a little time consuming, but if you go into an invite-only session, the loading times and stuff shouldn't take too long, and it is the only way to refresh these things basically instantly. It may take a couple of refreshments to get the jobs you want, but eventually, for me, I ended up getting, I think it was on my 3rd try, the Union Depository contract. So that's how you can easily refresh the jobs. Now, as far as the actual jobs themselves, this was the little chart that I seen, and the reason we're only going to really be taking a look at the Union, the ECU, and the Super Dollar is because they pay out the most. This doesn't include triple GTA money. This is the base pay. So imagine the pay just tripled, and that's what you get this week. But you can see, I mean, like the data one at the bottom, who is doing that? You get barely any money for the time that you have to put in. Obviously, you're welcome to do any of the other contracts, but the 3 at the top are definitely the better ones, and they're definitely some of the easier ones, which is a little weird. So eventually you get the Union Depository job. A couple of quick tips if you didn't know regarding the setups on this first setup mission. It's pretty easy. Just go into a building, kill a bunch of people. When you get into the garage, if you want, you can use a grenade to blow people up. It's not going to blow up the security vehicle, so don't worry about that. But that mission is relatively easy. The next one, you have to scan a bunch of stuff. One thing I figured out, the nicest looking car in the parking lot is probably the bank manager's vehicle. So don't go around scanning a bunch of random vehicles. But this is the only other setup mission you have to do, and it's relatively easy. Now, the real tricks and the real tips come in the actual heist itself. So of course, you're going to go in, you're going to steal the gold. But there's a couple of things you can do once you steal the gold to make your life a lot easier. You can do what I did and simply just kill the people, and then once you're outside of the Union Depository, steal a cop car and escape. But one very interesting and very creative way to get out of this Union Depository is actually by getting drunk. I don't have gameplay of it, but I did see this, so I'll just let you guys know. You can, if you have piss washers in your inventory, you can drink them. And your guy will actually pass out after I think about 7 or 8, and you'll actually spawn at the Mission Row Police Department. And you can see on the minimap, there's no cops near him. I don't know if you might even lose the cops. I don't know. Maybe that's another benefit. Now, I will say if you're doing this method, or if you're trying this method, make sure you hold down, I think it's the A button or the X button on the piss washer when you're in your inventory. Otherwise, you'll just be taking a sip of the beer and rather like chugging the whole thing. You have to chug about 7 or 8 of these to pass out. So make sure you're doing that. But that is a very creative way to get out of all the shooting. Like I said, you could just do what I did, shoot them all, and then steal a cop car. You don't actually need to get in the getaway vehicle. I mean, you can if you want. But once you steal a cop car, because that's going to be the closest one to you, all you need to do is hightail it to the sewers. This is going to be the fastest way probably to lose the cops. One thing, I went into the closest sewers and I noticed the cops weren't going away, and it's actually because losing the cops is actually distance based. you're not going to start losing the cops until you hit somewhere near the casino level distance away. So I just decided to take the cop car I was in to the sewers near the casino. And it only took a few more minutes for me to lose the cops. After that, I just stole a random NPC car and then drove to the finale to get the money. So that is one way. That is a way a lot of people do it. There might be a more efficient way if you, you know, keep driving on the train tracks or something, because the cops don't spawn on the train tracks. Like, the one downside of this is you're gonna have to just drive across the whole city to the delivery point, to the client. The only alternate method I've seen, and here's some gameplay of it, you actually can get a helicopter to spawn at the police station by the casino. So the second you get out of the Union Depository, you steal a cop car, and then you just make your way to that police station. And apparently you need the cop stars on you, and the helicopter will spawn, but you just follow the little path, I guess, that this guy goes on. And eventually you get to the top of the roof and you get a helicopter. And that'll make your life a lot easier. You can fly. Obviously, you have to dodge the police helicopters to lose the cops, but that could be a much faster way potentially to get up to the client. So that is one of the other big tips that I could give you guys. Go maybe try for the helicopter. Once you get to the end, though, that's it. I will say, I think doing this with more people, you're going to get more money. I did this solo and I only ended up getting $810,000, which is still a crazy good amount for the work. I mean, it took me like 20 minutes, if that, to do the setup missions and the finale. But this picture is also from someone doing the heist this week, and they got over $1 million. I think they did it with a couple of people. So I guess the more people you have in this particular mission, the more gold you could probably steal. So it gets you an additional amount. But yeah, that is the Union Depository contract this week. It's paying triple. You can get an absurd amount of money. Now, there is one other thing you can do to sort of cheese these missions. You can basically just skip the setup missions. And the way this works is you're going to have to use the quick job function. Now, this is completely RNG. It's going to give you jobs that people are doing. So you might not always get the Union Depository one, but simply just go to your phone, go to the quick job, go to missions, I think it is, and then the auto shop robbery. Do that. It'll search for a session. At the bottom right, you'll actually see what job it is trying to put you in. And if you're quick enough, if it's not the job you want, you can see, just keep doing the same process and it'll keep searching for new jobs. Sometimes it will be quick and it'll put you in, so you're gonna have to back out if it's a job you don't want to do. But this is something you can do to skip the setup missions. It'll just put you right into the finale with other people. So yes, you're gonna have to rely on other people potentially. But I did it here for the ECU job, I believe, and it put me right into the finale. I did not have to do any of the setups, and I ended up getting money in the end. Also, for this particular job, I will just give a little tip if you're planning on doing it. You can't spawn with your Oppressor Mark II or any of your like really good vehicles. It only spawns you in the cars from the Tuners DLC. But you can just simply go to your garage. So if you have a garage nearby, put your Oppressor Mark II in it. If you have a Toreador, you can put that in it. Any vehicle you want to use that has rockets, put it in your garage, go to it, pick it up, and then you can use that for the mission. You can see I'm using the Oppressor Mark II, and it's actually the reason we even got through this mission. The rest of the people, again, randoms, they all died. So I had to pick everything up and take it in the end. But this week is a fantastic week to make money. We were clowning on Rockstar for having these kind of crappy event weeks, but finally they gave us a good one here. Triple money on the auto shop contracts. Very good. Literally the only negative is you have to deal with KDJ and Sasanta talking, and you can't skip it. So good luck. But if you want money, this is a great week to make it. If you guys have any other tips regarding these contracts, then let us know in the comment section down below. But that is going to do it for today's GTA Online video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.